I'm a deity. I will be replaced by the oncoming generations. That means he's telling us as people that listen, man, don't be spookify and look for me as if the same way I came before, I'm gonna come. I was born of a woman before, and I grew up in the knowledge of the Spirit of the Almighty, and I grew up and I did my part, and I'm gonna leave, and somebody else is gonna come in that same spirit, and he's gonna come and do the work.
Okay, so this. How many witnesses you need to testify to that man is here? How many witnesses you need to verify that man is here?
You know what I mean? So once you hear it,
well,
because everything you're saying is beautiful, but now let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. How many witnesses? Because we testify to that individual being here. So how many witnesses you need?
Well, me, I don't need no witness. You know, son, because I testify about the truth by my by my seek, and the Spirit of God led you. Because if listen to me, if God doesn't give you the power to see the one, you can't see him, no matter how you try. You have to have the Spirit of God to lead you to see it.
So this is his website right here.
Yeah.
So we let you know he here.
Of course he's here, man.
And look, the harvest is plenty, but the workers are what?
Few.
That's what's going on right now. You see what I'm saying? So like I say, everything you said everything we say. Everything you say, we've been saying for years.
Yep. That's the way
now, the workers are being gathered.
Yeah.
Because the harvest is great. Like you said, we got technology. We talking to the world right now.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what that make you? The God that is omnipresent and omniscient, because you're everywhere every time. If you go online, you're going to be everywhere. That means you're omnipresent. I'm here, you're where you're at right now, and look, you know how much people can tune into you, and you're one place, talking to the whole world through where you're at. So you're omnipresent. You're all present and at one place, omniscient. So that term is not no fictitious thing. It's a real thing, because God knows in the time that he's going to reveal himself, he's going to also make technology available, because he's the one that inspired all these brains and this mind that you can say, you know, when I come, you have no excuse. All eyes shall see me. I'm going to be omnipresent. Just as you do that, you're omnipresent because you're everywhere, tuning into your people. Whosoever will may come.
So are you saying that Christ is on earth then?
Where can he be? The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. The world and all that therein. He's not going to be nowhere but the earth. The same way you see him leave.
Can you show us who Christ is then? Because can you testify who Christ is? Because we agree with everything you're saying, but we want to know if you could testify.
Well, in my opinion, I look at Emperor Menelik. Well, according to my research, I see Emperor Menelik and Emperor Theodosius as those two olive branches, so to speak. You understand that we should rise up in the end times, these times, to testify about Christ, the one. So those two olive branches have to come forth to testify. And when those two olive branches come together, no, they're going to slew them according to the Bible. They will be unalive.
We talking about you. What you were just saying, brother. You were saying Christ is on earth in so many words.
Well, these men are on earth. It's just that we don't know where they are. They're watching us, though. They're watching and waiting on that judgment to come.
We're talking about Christ. We're not talking about the two witnesses. Which, like I say, I have a different interpretation of that.
Well, you know what?
But at the same time, Christ, because you said Haile Selassie even said someone with the generation, the oncoming generation. So we are that oncoming generation.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about nobody in the book, and we're not talking about nobody in the past.
Yeah.
Because Menelik and Tedros came before Haile Selassie.
So don't you think they're going to be reborn again? You don't think they're going to reborn again? Like out of that blood lineage? Because I don't believe that a person really died. I believe that you're reincarnated or recome then or reborn through your lineage.
Well, you could say it like that, or you could say the Bible says God gave the kingdom over to David and his descendants forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he didn't give it. If God gave it over to David, David will keep coming back. But David don't come back because David have descendants.
Yes, but they say the Bible said, I think it's in somewhere in Isaiah that David will be their king in that end time, and
No,
David will be their prince.
Yeah, but David descendants represent David. David don't come back to represent
Don't you
David.
think that David himself is going to be reborn again? Is it impossible?
No, that's why the Bible. That's why God gave it over to David and his descendants. There's a reason why. So David ain't gonna come back and take it from his descendants. One of David's descendants gonna sit on the throne to represent David.
But for instance, don't you think you were here before, and you're just coming in the next generation? You're reborn in the same person, looking in the same way, same DNA.
Well,
Don't you think that is the possible?
Well, I don't see that because I have a child. So what I see is me producing and somebody leaving. Like my father produced me and he left. But
Yeah.
I'm still a descendant of my father. But he left.
No, but how do you know that
in my reality, I don't see those things, and I never been in my past, so I can't say I've been here before. Those things are still possible, but I can't say that. I can't. The most holy and holy. So God is talking to the sons of Aaron, which are the priests. God is telling these individuals they can't offer the bread with a blemish. They can eat the bread, but what they can't do, offer it. So what make you think you can pick up a book and offer God bread? And you in sin. Everybody's sinning, but they can offer God bread. That's the first thing the pastor told you. You remember we went to the pastor told us, he said he ain't had the truth. Mm-hmm. But what are you up there doing? Talking. Offering God bread. Sit down, man. Sit down if you don't have the bread. Because if you don't have the truth, then what do you have? It ain't no some truth. Shit, that's what the lie is. So if you don't have the truth, you have the lie. So if the sons of Aaron was commanded not to offer God bread with blemishes, what make you think you can offer the bread with blemishes? Guess what you can do? You can eat it. You see how I say? It says, he shall eat the bread of his God, both holy and most holy. Only he shall not go into the veil, nor come high unto the altar. You shouldn't have no altar with sin. The only person that set up an altar is the one that's without sin. Because he had a blemish, that he profaned not my sanctuaries. For I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And Moses told it unto Aaron and his sons, and unto all the children of Israel. So God bread cannot be offered unless you are without sin. So when the scriptures say, let him who is without sin cast what? The first stone. So you know how we say you throwing stones and hiding your hands? A lot of people throw words at me. They always hide their hand. You know how many stones get thrown at me, but what do? They don't never show their hand. So this is stuff we have to understand, y'all. When I be speaking of only and that's why I say the only way through God is through the Son. Because the Son would be the one that's qualified to offer the bread. It won't be nobody cracking the sky. The Son will simply be the one that's qualified to offer bread. That's who the Son is, y'all. No guess, huh? They got somebody I think. Let's see. I should have read 17. I should have read Leviticus 21, 16, and 17. It says, and the Lord, Deuteronomy 21 and 16. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron, saying, whosoever he be of the seed in their generations that have any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. How many pastors have told us they got blemishes? But they got so much bread. Bread with yeast. They just on a pedestal offering lies. They just on a pedestal. So if it says, speak unto Aaron, saying, whosoever be of thy seed. Aaron is a priest. In their generations. So this is for all generations. Just letting you know that somebody, you're going to have a priest of a generation. Yeah, that's letting you know the sky ain't going to crack. Because God going to always have a messenger in that generation. So it says, whosoever be of the seed of in their generations, that he have any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. And this is what we doing. All these blemishes, but got the bread. Be careful of the bread we eat, y'all. But any questions, y'all? Any guests want to come up? For these last few minutes, any guests, any questions, the dead can speak. I have an altar. Yeah. That's why again, man, we kicking down doors the devil set up. We kicking down altars the devil set up. That's why you deal with the tabernacle. This is the tabernacle of God. Everybody gonna leave those altars and come to God's meeting place. This is the tabernacle of David, not the tabernacle of religions. You know, a lot of people when they deal with what they serving, you're not dealing with the tabernacle of David because shit, where's David? So this is the Feast of Tabernacles that's coming from David. You know, so and people got altars now, but we down sure kicking them down. It's our job. Y'all ain't heard the song? Man, we got stick-up kids. What is it?
What do you want? There's no devil, bro, left. He said there's no devil, bro. Left and right hand of God. That's it.
Well, you can say that. I'm on the right side. Like, you know, Christ on the right side. So, you know, if you're on the left side, you're on the wrong side. You can say right or wrong. They're just words, man. Like, and I get it. You see what I'm saying? But it's you don't. I understand these things not to contend. You know. So when you say it's the right or left, you're actually right because I was telling somebody the other day, like God set up the wicked kingdom. God said according to the scriptures, God gave the wicked kingdom power. God took the power from us. So if you look at it that way, you can. You know, but like I say, that don't really you know. No, if you can't see, you can't see. Christ got crucified with drawers on. He wore a robe, probably with no drawers back then. If I walk around the road with no drawers, you know, y'all have something to say. But wisdom don't have nothing to do with what kind of clothes you put on. Now at the same time, I'm a man, so I talk with my chest out. I could be on with my shirt off. Like that's a man thing. You ever been around little son? He walk outside with his shirt off. So y'all, we focus on the wrong things when get the message, man. Get the message.